to me. And keep your lance on your back, Dragoon. On my word to the Warrior of Light, I shall start no fight, only finish it. You truly are beyond salvation. Come then.
Vidofnir!
Ah, 'tis thee, little one. From above I did mistake thee for a nath. 'Tis well I chanced to look again, or thou wouldst now be ash.
Dear Vidofnir, how I have missed you. Would that I had come sooner, and not out of dire necessity.
Thou art troubled. Speak that I might know thy plight. Thou wouldst have father admonish his brood brother.
I would end this war without further bloodshed.
How am I to believe thee, little one, when thine own companion beareth Nidhogg's stolen eye?
Have care, dragon, or I shall gouge out one of yours.
You forget yourself, sir. We are here on a mission of peace.
My sires will forbiddeth me from inviting discord to our home. 'Tis for this reason and no other that thou still drawest breath, knight.
Vidofnir, please. Grant us this favor, and open the way to Som Al.
Thou hast ever been welcome, little one. But I cannot grant thy wish. I am bound to remain here and protect my kin from the Nath's god.
The Nath have summoned a primal.
Pray excuse my forwardness, but if we were to eliminate the threat to your territory, would you consent to Lady Izel's request?
Ha! Dost thou imagine thyself equal to the task? To succeed where dragons have failed? 'Tis beyond thee, mortal. But thou art welcome to try, nonetheless. Only know that idle promises shall avail thee naught.
It would seem we have no choice but to make good on Alphino's offer. Why must our every bid for peace breed yet more war?
So the Nath have summoned their god, and thus is the mystery of their newfound belligerence laid to rest. Are you not glad, Lady Aesheart? I thought you would applaud them for summoning a primal to further their own ends. After all, you did. I did not reach out to Saint Shiva to further mine own ends. I desired her strength only to forge anew the peace between man and dragon. But what a fool I am to speak a peace to you, a bloodthirsty savage who murders without thought or compunction. Enough! Enough! Say, if the Nath have truly brought forth their deity from the ether, we must face it together, or watch our hopes fall apart. All now rests upon this primal's defeat. But ere we think of confronting it, we must first study its origins. What is the nature of this god? What manner of faith sustains its existence? My apologies. You are right, of course. Let us return to Tailfeather and consult with Marshachamp. He knows more about the North and their culture than most. Hello, Marsha Jean. Oh, back already, are we? You met the North, did you? And what's it like to you? Summit of Primal, you say? 7 hells! Well, I didn't know bugger all about the North's religion, if I'm honest. But beyond their trading habits, there never seemed much of a point of asking. But it shouldn't be that hard to find out. From time to time we barter with a small hive to the north and west of here. Outcasts from the main tribe. From what I understand, I reckon they'd be willing to tell you a bit about themselves, if you give them the right incentives. It all sounds promising, and that sounds promising. And what exactly would a Noth consider to be the right incentives? No, nothing your average hunter could scrounge up in a day or two. But seeing as how you're in a hurry, you might want to divide the chores amongst yourselves. You want a good-sized jar of land-trapped nectar, a basket of calum tree fruit, and, always an off favorite, a generous proportion of young Naka flesh. I shall gather the fruit, leaping to the lower branch of these forest giants should present a little challenge for me. Then I shall collect the nectar, with Meston Elfino's arcane assistance. That leaves bringing home the meat. You'll be the one. You'll need to carve it from the smaller nunkas that live in the river. 3 big hunks should be enough, I reckon. Once you've got everything together, you'll need to set it down at what we call the trading post here. I'll mark the map for you. You have been most kind, Master Marchajamp. Well then, let us attend to our respective tasks and reconvene at the trading post. I need hardly add that the last one there is a rotten Nunca egg. I was able to gather a goodly amount of nectar from the land traps, though I would not have known how to harvest it without Yasael's help. Have you the Nunca meat? Splendid. I shall put this with the Stinian's fruit and assemble a suitably generous-looking hamper for the North. Well, everything appears to be in order. Assuming no one has any objections to my choice of presentation, I shall place our offerings in the trading post as instructed. Were I the North, I think I would be suitably impressed. Well, how long must we wait? Should we have sounded a signal or some such? Calm yourself, Master Alphino. Our offering has not gone unnoticed. Long has it been since hunters last came to trade, bearing gifts that filled the air with such delightful scents. Landtrap nectar. So, saloon tree fruits. Nunca fresh. What delectable goods you have brought us. Our meager existence is much enriched by your bounty. Come, hunters. Come to our hive if you would trade. Cramped and stifling our homes are, but the rancid incense keeps the dragons at bay. Cramped, stifling, and horribly smelly. But better to live in stench than be cracked and crunched by dragon jaws, yes? Come, come, it is not far. I'm trying to find a way that makes a clicking sound that actually gets picked up by the mic. Click, click. Your presence has been announced to the storyteller. You must speak to our chosen leader within words, for we are Voth. We are the non-mind. Click, click. Welcome to our hives, Hunter. Welcome to our hive, Hunter. You have brought delicacies, much sought after by our people, and we are much pleased. What would you have in return? Honored Elder, pray allow me to begin by thanking you for welcoming us into your home and accepting our humble offerings. My companions and I had come in search of knowledge, specifically knowledge of your people's god. Knowledge alone? What strange hunters you are. But if it is words you desire, then words you shall have. For we are the Voth, the non-mind, and to speak is our fate. You will hear the tale of the North's god. Of the god, the One Mind summoned into our midst. The One Mind. These are the North who reside within the main colony? Yes, they are one, connected. But let us not begin the story at its beginning. Let us just begin the story at its beginning. Some moons ago, a single dragon flew in from the east, bleeding and weak. It fell from the sky and into the hive, where it was swarmed by my brethren. And with spear and spell and musket the dragon was slain. 'Twas likely the one that fled the battle with my kinsmen. I should commend you for finishing the job. Dragons are fierce and terrible adversaries. The One Mind would always cower when their winged shadows passed over the ground, but no longer. They had learned that a battle-weary Dravanian was easy prey. Thus did the One Mind decide to heed the words of the black-robed man. The One Mind would call forth our god and unleash his blade upon the dragons. The Dravanian lands would become Northlands, and ever larger would grow our domain. But our god ever hungers. The price he demands in crystals far exceeds the rewards of this war. We of the Voth despise and revile his insatiable existence. Thank you, Astinia. I call upon the power of a primal for the greater good, conscious all the while that I do so at a great cost to the land. I reason that it is a necessary evil, and willingly shoulder the burden of my sin. I suggest that such crimes can be justified. You may argue that I presume too much. But you must surely see that I am aware of the magnitude of my transgressions. Not so with the North. They summon their deity for no greater purpose than to expand their dominion. To a scion of the Seventh Dawn, one sworn to eliminate the primal threat, a distinction you draw seems questionable at best. But the fact remains that my own grandfather risked unleashing the power of the 12 in an attempt to prevent the calamity. Thus, while I may not condone your actions, I at least understand them. Not so the North. As you so rightly put it, if they truly seek naught but territorial gain, I can only conclude that they are ignorant of the ruinous consequences of their god's insatiable appetite. The longer a primal is suffered to exist, the greater the suffering it will cause. It must be destroyed. How lightly you propose the destruction of this god, Master Alphinaud, a being of whom we know not. Has it not occurred to you that you may be sending the Warrior of Light to his death? No, You have the right of it, Estinian. It would seem it is I who am guilty of presuming too much. Pray forgive me, Fen. I do not fear my duty. Let's go kill this bastard. Wait. Fenrir need not face this foe alone. Like him, I am blessed with the Echo's protection, and may do battle without fear of the Primal's influence. Let me bear this burden. Ha! Ha! Do you truly imagine yourself a second warrior of light? Remind me, how many Primals have you faced, my lady? Not that it matters. We know not where this god resides or how to challenge it. Unless you mean to pray until it appears. Stydia makes a valid point. Let us speak with the Voth and learn how best to secure an audience with their deity. In this, at least, I may be of assistance. The young lady, the young lord certainly appears eager to prove his worth. We are Voth. We are the non-mind. We do not hear the one-mind's thoughts. We cannot predict their will. You wish to meet a god? Offer yourself as a sacrifice, and you will be brought before him. We would mourn the loss of such generous hunters, however. Click, click. Put this idea from your minds, generous hunters. If you meet with our god, then he will have your souls. Surely you were not so generous as that? Voracious Voth. You are generous hunters, yes? Many gifts you have brought. Not enough for all of us to enjoy. Maybe you could bring us just one more. We are very fond of Nunca flesh. Yes, the meat of a young Nunca would make a fine repast. We do enjoy Nunca flesh. Have you been out hunting yet? Another gift for the Voth. So unexpected. Yes. You will have more. You will have more of the words you strange hunters hunger for. Listen now. The senses of the one mind are enmeshed by the overmind. That one sees, all see. What one sees, all see. What one feels, all feel. Alert a single Noth, and the whole hive will be alerted. To reach our god undetected is all but impossible. The Voth are wont to allude to certain concepts without explanation, but I believe I'm beginning to grasp a few of the fundamentals. From what I understand, this king-like overmind sits at the center of Noth society, and its presence somehow allows its subjects to communicate without a need for word or gesture. These Noth, the ones who inhabit the larger hive, are known as the One Mind, and it was by their combined will that the Primal was summoned. These who reside in the smaller hive, however, are the Voth, or the Non-Mind, who, for reasons that yet escape me, have been excluded from the telepathic bond which connects their Noth counterparts. Thus are the Voth ignorant of the One Mind's thoughts and intentions, and the nature of their own god. In some way, we have wasted our time. Not so. Careless though it may be, the Voth did furnish us with one certain method of approaching the Primal, as sacrifices. Should we allow ourselves to be captured by the environs of the colony, the Noth will bring us before their deity to make an offering of our souls. Forgive me, but let's be clear about what it is that you propose. You mean to say that you would deliberately provoke the Noth, surrender yourself to what might generously be termed their custody, and then wait until their god arrives to claim your soul? Aye, that fairly well describes my plan. You will join me in this endeavor, will you not, Fen? Judging by the great risks you took to prevent the summoning of Saint Shiva, you are not a man to err on the side of caution. Would that I could fight by your side, warrior of light, but the power of the dragon is no protection against the Primal's influence. Forgive me, but I must remain here with Master Alpha now. Then it is settled, Fen. You and I shall challenge the guards at the entrance to the colony. Once the hive is roused, we shall feign a brief show of resistance, and then allow them to take us prisoner. Hello, Northrone. Intruders! Your lives are forfeit. You know your lives are forfeit. Evermind must by now be aware of our intrusion. Let us press on into the hive and ensure that we have our host's undivided attention. I think it is. Stand before us. That should be sufficient. If we didn't have our host's full attention before, we must surely have it now. Our audience of the Primal may be granted soon after capture. Pray advise me once you have steeled your mind for the battle to come. You are prepared then? Hold there, Finn. When next the North come, we offer no resistance. Surrender, intruders. There is no escape. Enough. We surrender. We throw ourselves upon the mercy of your God. They seem eager to proceed. Good. They will take us before their lord. Pray leave matters to me. If what I know of summoning rituals hold true, I shall be well placed to act. Mark the sound of the river rushing through the ravine behind us. Passing loud, is it not? Imagine the noise would serve well to mask our escape should we need to withdraw temporarily. But you are prepared, are you not? I do hope so. If we are to be dragged away for sacrifice while you are haggling over the price of potions, I should not be amused. Let's do this.
Now we have but to wait.
Oh, Lord Ravana, Master of the sacred blades, wrath of the colony, conqueror of the world, hear our prayer. Pray grant unto your devoted children the gift of your divine presence.
He comes.
All strength to the colony. Speak and I shall listen.
Oh, glorious General, we have captured intruders and would make unto you an offering of their life's blood.
These feeble fleshlings dared to invade Nathlands.
Hear me, Lord Ravana. My companion and I did not come to contest your children's territory. We wished only to learn the reason you wage war against the dragons.
Thou wouldst flirt with death merely to satisfy thy curiosity. Wherefore should the glorious conquests of the Nath concern thee so, Elezen? Mayhap thine own kind struggle against the worms fareth poorly, and thou art desirous of a pact.
We crave no alliance, Lord Ravana. Only peace. We would bring an end to our war with the dragons. Yet so long as they remain embroiled in this conflict with your children, our goal shall remain out of reach. Never before have the Nath risen up in such numbers, and never yet with you at their head. Why do you lead them to war?
Thy question hath no meaning. To live is but to fight. Long have my children waited, gathering their strength in the shadow of thy ceaseless conflict. The Nath would see the Dravanians slain, and their territory secured. And by such fervent prayers am I now given form and purpose.
As I feared, your very existence is an obstacle to our goal. Since you are so fond of fighting, we challenge you, Lord of the Nath. And should we emerge the victors, I would have you swear to withdraw your soldiers from Dravanian soil.
Thou art bold indeed to risk thy fleshy hide so readily. Very well. I, Ravana, fourfold master of the blade, do accept thy challenge. But should I emerge the victor, I would have thee swear to serve in mine army till thy last breath is spent. Do you accept?
I do. And I believe the first bout is mine.
yours? A god clad in flesh?
Is aught amiss, my lord? Thou wilt not break thy word, I trust.
Mine oath is unbending as steel, little goddess. Thy ruse will but add to mine enjoyment.
I thought myself stronger. Mayhap with more crystals?
Be thou god or maid, thou art nothing to me. And what of thee, mortal? Art thou warrior or craven? A warrior, then? Good! Mayhap thou will provide more sport than thy feeble companion.
Stock card now accessible. Fantastic.